Hello. Welcome to Full Sail Comic Entertainment, where we bring you the best in comics. I'm Cynthia Lorraine, and today's highlight is a graphic novel, Bangalore, Every City is a Story. The Bangalore edition is a collection of 9 stories. It's the second compilation in the Every City is a Story stable. 18 writers and artists collaborated to present their multifaceted view of the city of Bangalore, India. The goal was to portray the city devoid of its cliches. Jai Underdi said, Bengaluru, like any other great city, is a state of mind, so we want to understand the state of mind of the city. I think their intent was to pull away from what you can find through point and click and to get you inside the mind and inside the heart of the writers and the artist. I feel the overall arc in Bangalore, Every City is a Story, is the quest. The reader is taken on an epic journey to learn more about the city. Bangalore is coffee, and it's more than coffee. It's also boxing, as we learn in the story of Gunboat Jack. Bangalore is booming technology, and it's more than technology. It's the story of a daring heist of a gang of 6 men who steal an ATM for their friend, who happens to be the field officer of the security agency for the bank. It's a search for the story that's more than the obvious. Sometimes the item, let's just say coffee, is just a MacGuffin, and it drives the plot along. And in other times, it's the story itself. Each one of the 9 stories is a mini comic capable of standing on its own, but they also build upon each other and tie the volume together quite nicely. The novel includes detective stories, The Missing ATM, a dark humor story involving the city's entanglement with technology, Bangaloids, and culminates with a nostalgic memoir of the city, Bangalore, My Story. In this graphic novel, the writers and the artists utilize scene-to-scene transition in the individual 9 stories, and also in the transition from one story to the next. Scene-to-scene transitions take the reader to a different time and perspective rather than just remaining in the same scene or idea. For example, the incredible story of Gunboat Jack, set in 1920, is the story of a Negro boxer who became a living legend in India. Despite his fame and fortune as a triple belt champion boxer, Jack couldn't shake his past as a deserter. Gunboat Jack helped cement Bangalore as the boxing capital of India from World War I to World War II. In this scene, Gunboat Jack is back in the Navy. He's on the ship. A storm is brewing, and the captain orders everyone down to take cover. Except Jack. He tells Jack to keep mopping. Jack jumps ship, and then he awakens from his dream in his bed. Now, Scott McCloud said deductive reasoning is often required in reading comics such as these scene-to-scene transitions, which transport us across significant distance of time and space. So the reader has to become involved and fill in the blanks between the flashback on the ship and waking up in his bed. Story, No More Coffee, is set in an Indian coffee house where the past and present collide. These scene-to-scene transitions convey 2 different places occurring at the same time, as this story involves time travel. I'm always interested in learning things about a city that you don't find on TripAdvisor or a tourism page. And I think this novel delivers the voices and the memories of Bangalore citizens as told through the artists and the writers. For that reason, I would recommend this book to both my classmates and my friends. I think it's a fun read, I think it's a very interesting read, and I think you find out some things about the city that you wouldn't ordinarily expect. Who would have thought? a Negro, in 1920 put the city on the map as the boxing capital of the country. Would have never guessed. Now, I can't say definitively if Bangalore will make my must-visit list, but I have learned something from reading this graphic novel. I learned to listen differently when conversing with locals, as every city is a story. Here's a fun fact. On November 1st, 2014, Bangalore changed its name to Bengaluru. But the novel retained the old name of the city, probably to also try and retain some of the nostalgia associated with it. But do you know how the city got its name? Well, it's not proven, but legend has it that during one of his expeditions near Yalahanka, which was a prosperous town in those days, King Veerabalala II lost his way into a forest. After hours of aimless wandering, the hungry and exhausted king spotted a hut inhabited by an old woman. Seeing the man was hungry, she offered him a bowl of boiled beans. That was all she had. Impressed by the old woman's generous hospitality, the king named that part of the forest Benda Kala Uru in honor of that meal. Benda means boil, Kala means beans, and Uru means town or city, which translates to city of boiled beans. Over time and development of the city, the name anglicized into Bangalore, and then later, in 2014, it changed it to the name it bears today, Bangalore. Thank you for listening. This is my presentation on Bangalore, a graphic novel. Every city has a story.